Nice. There's still 2 health.
Oh, why is this dude in my fucking chat, man? Like, he was literally cheating in CS Deathmatch 2 days ago. Like, why would I want this fucking rat in here? Unreal. Me and Cheese were in spec watching Astari in DM, and he's just blatantly cheating. Like, he has no idea how to hide it, and we're going, like, what, yeah, cheating in Deathmatch. What possible reason could you have for cheating in a Deathmatch server? It's like, are you that mentally ill? Like, you're
I just wanted to quickly say this before I jump into my thoughts and my rant and my venting. But this video playing in the background is me just playing DM. I hope it showcases that my aim's pretty normal. And this is DM that is very similar to what Fiend called me out at the start of this video for blatantly cheating. So yeah, there you go. And here's the video. Hey, so this video is going to be relatively different to my previous videos. The clip you just saw is going to start off the conversation, but I'm not 100% sure where it will lead. I'll have some aim training, like DM type content in the background. What gameplay very similar to what the clip was referencing, with Fiend and that. Due to the fact that, I don't know, after listening to that, his stream and his reaction, it spurred me to reminisce on my past and CSGO in general, and my history in general. It just made me want to reminisce. And I thought, why not fucking say all of this on YouTube so you guys can get a better understanding of like who I am and all of that, especially since I haven't been streaming lately due to the fact that I've been taking a break from a lot of stuff. I don't know, to like start, my first thought after watching that clip was was me thinking about how, I guess, like prevalent I was, or how good I was, and thoughts like that. And these topics can very easily delve into being egotistical rants and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm gonna divulge like a decent amount of personal information. Not too much due to like legal reasons and stuff like that I can't get into. But like I'm not gonna divulge too much personal information. But I'll get into that sort of thing. So with me personally, a lot of I have like an importance issue where like I very much get surprised by how much I impact people's lives in a way. And this is like in my personal life with a lot of like close friends, girls I've dated and stuff like that. Like I'm just like genuinely shocked that I've had an impact on their life in like a positive way, or in the CSGO scene a negative way, well, perceived negative. But like, for example, with Fiend, he spoke about how I jumped into a DM server, and I jumped in for like 20 minutes because I was bored, and I wanted to like aim train, and I didn't know what to do, and I played enough Kovacs, so I was just like, fuck it, let's jump into some DM and shoot some heads. And I didn't think much of it. And then I watched his stream because he like tweets out something about like coaching, and I'm like, and I've always been interested in competitive CS. That's why I got into it, and I'll get into that in this video in the future. But like, I see that he's coaching a demo, so I follow him, and then I watch him. I check into the stream, and I don't know, we just talk, and then he realizes who I was, and he just bans me on the spot, and then says I've cheated in DM against him. And it's so interesting, because like I have a massive importance issue, so I didn't think that like these people thought about me at all, or that like I'd be remembered or anything like that. And it was pretty interesting, because I don't know, I didn't try, and he instantly just like assumed I was cheating, and he says that he's inspected me, etc. I'd love for him to post the clips. He's done this sort of stuff in the past, but this video isn't necessarily about me. And I don't know, it just made me think about CSGO and like how if like me playing for like 20 minutes could trigger a person to instantly think I'm cheating, and then like, and all of that, like, how far I could have gotten in competitive CS:GO if things hadn't been different. If things had been different, and I don't know, to give a brief overview of my like CS:GO history and tenure and stuff like that, because I know I've got a lot more subs since I last spoke about this. Like I'm nearly like 40 times my sub count. Is I got into CS. I first played CS when I was like 3 or 4. But like that isn't too important because I played it for fun and stuff like that when I was super young, and like around 9 I played some Source. It didn't shape much of me, and then I got into CS at like 2015, and I don't know, I played, and that's like roughly when I started playing PC games. I got into it, and I don't know, it was interesting because I instantly like gravitated towards that game. It's like 2 games that like around grade 8 for me when I was like 13. I put a lot of time into and I enjoyed it. And that was like CS:GO and Hearthstone, and I got pretty good at both. And I don't know, back in like 20s, to give a brief overview. Basically, my account that I played on, like I had like 1,000 hours, got to like DMG or whatever when I was like 13. That account got hacked when it had like a time Katowice 2014 holo and stuff like that. And that instantly just made me like super mad, so I bought cheats and I wanted to ruin everyone's day because Valve took away like something that was like pretty valuable to me, because I got like 2 Howling Dawn stickers and a time Katowice 2014 holo for like $60. And I look at the price here and there now, and dude, they're like, to my knowledge, they're like 16, 20, 50,000 USD depending on the day. And it's just like, I don't know, that sort of thing like spurred me to hack. I was like 14, 15. I was like really mad at Valve in general, so I just started cheating. And then I looked at, and while I was doing that, I looked up to like these people that was playing competitive CS:GO. Either it be like my country, or people just in general. I started following the scene a bit more, and I like cheated in MM. I cheated in a couple pugs, and then I kind of stopped around like end of 2017, start of 2018, and I got in. And then once I stopped cheating, I instantly went to Cybergamer, which is our competitive platform, and I sent in my account. And I said, hey, I've gone to backban, because in my head I would have been like 16, and I just thought that like eventually I might want to like compete in CS:GO and all that, you know. And it was just it. And they banned me. At the time it was like a 12-month ban, usually, but they just banned me for 2 years. I upheld that ban for 2 years. In the meantime, I played some comps, like played some scrims. I played pugs and stuff like that against like people that played competitive, until I got unbanned, until my ban expired, and I went to like CS events like IM Sydney and stuff like that, and I played there once, won a few prizes and stuff against like people that played in the scene. And I don't know, I was like not deeply embedded in the scene, but I was kind of in the scene, and I found it interesting. And I looked up to a lot of these players that were like in CGP, CGI, which is like Div 1, Div 2, and players like Fiend and stuff like that. I remember reading like Fiend's posts and stuff like that on Cybergamer, and he would explain how people got better and what CGA players shouldn't be doing since he rose through the ranks that way too, and stuff like that. And I don't know, it was I found it really interesting. And then once I stopped, once I got unbanned, I started competing. I jumped into a team full of like friends and people that I knew at the end of like 2019. I started scrimming, competing, doing really well. And then I jumped from that team to a new team that was in Invite League, so CGM, who had some very promising players on there, and I remember their names and stuff like that, like Fizzer, who now goes by Jumper, Avo, Audacity. Like I've seen all of these people compete. Senpai Madara, who is to this day like one of the most influential people that I've played with or spoken to when it comes to games. I'm probably like a fleeting memory to the man, but I don't know. He was like him just like 5 minutes sitting down with me in CSGO, just teaching me how to play Train and Inferno and stuff like that. Like that stuff, like within 10 minutes, made me like a 20 times better player. And I'm not shocked that he's currently playing in Valorant against the best in the world. But like, I joined that team. We started competing, and yeah, we joined that team. And I started competing, and I instantly, my first game on, like there's tweets of Mavsy, I think, going like, who is this Astari kid going 19-7 with an 80% headshot rate? And that sort of thing, just like made me laugh. So it's like, dang, like these people in that team, like example, Mavsy, all of that, like all these people that I've played pugs with or looked up to that's competed, they're like, they're thinking like I'm a cheater or a hot prospect. It was like pretty cool ego boost. And I played like, and this like kept continuing. I played like 4 matches, and I got banned after those 4 matches from LPL. And because I'm not trying to like win back anything, or I'm not trying to be rhetorically effective, I'm just gonna lay out like the facts of what happened, because I without any like bias, or trying my hardest not to be biased, but like I got banned midway through the season due to the fact that I had a banned account at the time that I cheated, and it surfaced again. It was a Faceit account, and despite being banned for 2 years due to my cheating past, like they just restated that ban due to community pressure, and they banned me for a year based off evidence that they banned me off prior. So like in my head that was like a super faulty ban, and I contested that, and they were just not hearing it or caring about it. And this like sort of stuff led into a bunch of death threats from the community, because CSGO community is like pretty vile and all that sort of thing. And I don't know, the entire time I was playing, the entire time I was just like combating the admins, being like, what, this is unfair, you're banning me for no reason, this is bullshit, you're not dealing with any of the death threats that has been sent my way by community members, one of them being Iverson. And yeah, so like that kind of went on, and I then and then I started playing Modern Warfare in the background. I didn't really like it when it first came. I started playing that, playing with Headache and stuff like that, while I was like combating my competitive ban, because I really loved playing comp and I wanted to get back to it. And they weren't having it. I was banned for a year, and then Iverson, the person who I found out reported me to LPL to get me banned again, and the person who sent me death threats and all of that, he did some, I don't know if it's an accusation, but like there's decent proof for it, like pretty strong proof for it, but like the accusation and the allegation is that he blackmailed girls that were underage with their nudes, like revenge porn type shit. And I sent this to the admins, and they didn't really do anything about it. And then I put public pressure on by making YouTube videos about it, because I was like, this is pretty fucked up. And I knew it at the time that there's a chance that I could get banned permanently. This could fuck my CS career, which I loved CS at this point. I know it's a possibility, but I don't know, I'm a very principled person. So when something like this occurs, maybe it's like a savior's complex or some shit, but like when something like this happens, in my head, I don't really care about the ramifications. It's like, this is right, I have to do it. So like I posted it, and like I won't deny me shitting the video. I didn't like LPL at this point. So there was like a plus to that as well, where like I could shit on a company that fucked me over and ruined my CSGO career alongside I can nail them on very serious accusations, because I think they were doing something incredibly negligent. So like this Iverson person, I sent in this sort of stuff. They said that they can't do anything about it. They never banned him for the death threats he sent to me, despite that being on their rules. They said they still stand by the admin decision that they made prior, and they're not going to be banning him with the new information and new evidence. This then surfaced to Twitter, and they banned him after that. And I made videos detailing this and kind of, in my eyes, exposing them for very corrupt and gross behavior, at least negligent behavior, because they could have stopped this from happening and stuff like that, due to the fact that they knew about his abuses in the past, did nothing about them, and then these abuses came out and they didn't do anything about them until everyone jumped on them for not doing anything about it. So after this happened, I found out that I got permanently banned from CSGO. Like competitive, CSGO competitive. And I know this could be a case, and I don't know, it kind of just happened. So that's a brief overview of my CSGO career, why I'm banned, stuff like that. And I don't know, it just made me think about what could have happened if things were different. Because I know I didn't play for long. I played for like 4 BO3 matches, best 3 matches. I did really well. I topped the scoreboard. I was in Invite League. This was my first time playing. I didn't have much knowledge. I only had like the very sparring knowledge that I got taught. Because I didn't play for long. I didn't have much experience. But I was doing super well. And like the recent videos that I've been seeing, and people talking about me, and people in the CSGO community still being mad and stuff like that because they thought I was cheating, despite very lackluster evidence. It just made me think about all that, and I don't know, it's kind of sad. I view it in a very sad way, due to the fact that I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of lost potential that I could have had. And I'm going to hold myself accountable here. It's like definitely due to my past mistakes. As much as I think that it's a bit weird that like my past mistakes of being like underage and doing dumb mistakes that don't really hurt that many people at all. It's dickish behavior, like cheating in video games, but it doesn't hurt people too much. But it's like, I don't know, just like thinking about how like, obviously I did that sort of stuff, and that's led to what's happened here. Even as much as I think that LPL handled my ban wrong, and there's like false bans and a lot of fuckery, it all does stem from my mistakes in the past. And I don't know, it just made I just think about it sometimes. I like go back and watch my old CSGO videos, and I don't know, I'm proud, but I'm also saddened that I couldn't go further with it. And I don't know, I didn't realize there would be so much buzz around me as a person when it comes to even CSGO scene. Because like, I like went back to compete the start of this year, like January this year. I played like 2 matches, I think. And like people who are very much like stalking weirdos, but like they're still like competitors in the scene. They're like so giddy and waiting for me to compete again, even though I haven't played CS in like years or like a month. It was about the time. And I didn't do too poorly, but there was still so much like ruckus about me playing on ESCA, the best anti-cheat, which is a different platform to Cybergamer, which is why I was allowed to play, and ESCA is the best anti-cheat. So like people were really wondering how I'd do. And I didn't do too poorly. Like I did just as good as my team, and all my team had played like MDL, so played ESCA Premier, if you know what that is. And it's just like, I did just as good as them. And the second match I did the second best on my team, I think. and it stopped after that. But like there was so much ruckus about me and like so much hype around me, and I don't know, it's just like it's been months and months, but I'm still on everyone's minds. Or like I'm not like always on their mind, but I'm on like I'm not forgotten. And I don't know, I think that's something due to the fact that I'm banned from competing that I have to kind of take some sort of pride in. That even though I didn't cheat, I'm misunderstood in a lot of areas. I'm very much misunderstood. It's not exclusive to the CSGO scene. It's also to like the MW scene and stuff like that. And I'm very much hated in both scenes, and there's not much you can take from that. Like, not many positives you can take from that, because there are a lot of negatives. A lot of people accuse me of being very much, I don't know, victim, or like playing the victim. Why saying this? But like, I get a lot of death threats. My mom gets doxxed, gets rape threats, death threats from like communities like Team XE and like CSGO communities and Black Ops 3 OCE community, and like I get a lot of these things. So like, there's not a lot of positives that you can garner from the sort of attention that I get. But like, I have to try and find the positives in it, you know? And I've found that I've gotten solace in a way, because I found that I've gotten positivity from the fact that as much as I didn't get to unlock all my potential, as much as I'm hated and revered, and it like hits me in like one of my insecurities, which is not being important. And I can find positivity in the fact that I'm important enough to these people that like I'm still memorable to them. And I'm still very much people's obsessions. Like, I'm not gonna name names, but like there's like, I'm not gonna name a single one person's name here. Definitely, I might name other ones. But like, for example, there's this person. I'll call him Bob. That I'm so much a part of their mind that like they tweet about me, despite me not interacting or thinking about them at all. Really, they tweet about me like every third day. Even if it's like disparaging me, stuff like that, they tweet about me like every third day. And then also on top of that, they've made videos just like defaming me, like not about me cheating, just like defaming me, saying that like I've done certain crimes that I haven't, and stuff like that, and lying about knowing people that know me personally and shit like that. It's just like very like weird, gross, stalky behavior, but I have to try and find a positive in all of this, and I found that like the positive that I can garner from it is that I'm still important in these people's lives in some way or another. And that's that's like, I don't know, I guess like a lot of people wouldn't see that as a positive, but I don't know, I guess like due to the fact that personally I have issues with that when it comes to self-worth and being important in people's lives, that it's interesting that I'm important to like these certain people's lives, that like I'm an obsession to them, or that they still make a lot of videos around me, or I'm still very much memorable to them when it comes to like me beating them in DM or something. And I don't know, it's just, I've been thinking about this sort of stuff, and I think my mental when it comes to all this stuff has gotten a lot better due to it. And obviously I don't want to thank them for the abuse they've caused, or the abuse they've sent me or my family. But I want to thank them that, like, they've given me a level of confidence that I don't think I would have had without them. Like, even though 99% of their contributions to my life have been negative, still that, like, 1% that's, like, pretty nice. But, like, I'm at least memorable to these people. And yeah, I don't know, I'm rambling, and this very much is a rambling video. But I feel like I could give a decent insight into, I guess, me as a person, or something like that, for people that don't really know me, because I don't really talk about in my videos. This probably is boring to a lot of people, but to some of the people that are interested in me, I guess, it might not be boring for you. I think I have to like end the video roughly now. It's like 25 minutes in, or 6 minutes in, so it's getting a bit overboard. But yeah, I know. I just want to talk about my CSGO history. I wanted to talk about like the mentality, my views on these people and stuff like that. This video isn't meant to be like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people have this thought process that I'm like a manipulative little person and I'm just like trying to get people on my side, stuff like that. And I don't know, I'm just like not that type of person. I own up to my mistakes. I talk about, and this is just like an insight into my brain. Me just like thinking out loud. And I don't know. I thought it might be interesting to some people. There wasn't much cohesiveness towards my CSGO history, but like in brief, I started playing CS, I got banned, that made me want to cheat. I started to not cheat when I realized that I could probably play competitive at some point. I turned myself in. Before that, I laid out my ban. I then got unbanned, I started competing, started doing really, really well. Let's go sub. Started doing really, really well. Got banned on pretty faulty premises. Tried to fight that ban. And then information about LPL harboring and protecting like alleged pedophilic child abusive behavior came out. I released that information, exposed them a bit more, put public pressure on them. They permanently banned me for that. And now people still talk about me a lot, which shouldn't be a surprise, but it is a surprise to me because I have this like inherent thought that I'm not that important to people. And I don't know, it kind of like spurred me. That was like refreshing to see that I'm actually basically important to people's lives, as much as like the stimuli that I get from a lot of these people is very negative. I'm important to them. And I guess like that's the TLDR of everything. And I don't know, I guess I'm gonna end the video now. Thank you for listening. This definitely could have been boring, but yeah, thank you for listening. I hope at least like the DM in the background was entertaining enough to watch, so you could hear me talk for a bit. I think the DM in the background showcases that I'm not always perfect with my aim, but like maybe you find it really entertaining to watch. And I guess like my final thought, I've said that a few times, my final thought is kind of pretty funny that DM very similar to this is what themed the start of this video. Thought was me blatantly cheating. Yeah. And yeah, just all of these thoughts spurred from what Fiend said. Yeah. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Thanks for all the support. Peace.